Hello, hello, hello. It's Badger Wild, and we are back. The Space Engineers Red Rock Raiders live stream. Today we are building a new ship because in the last live stream I lost my Corvette. So this time I am building a destroyer that should be able to properly deal with other ships. We are building a straight up pirate ship this time. Something mean and menacing with plenty of firepower. And as a destroyer, it should have tons of guns. We are starting this destroyer out with two massive rail guns. That's how this is going to be built. Now, this is probably not the total length of what I'm going to build. I am going to do the nacelle system because that seemed to help the original ship. We are going to have some decoys that'll be targeted instead and try to build this thing in a function that will make it work more properly. Probably going to put some more baseline guns on this, probably some basic artillery guns and things of that nature. But right now I'm trying to figure out the overall shape of it. So this is not one of those things that's going to be the easiest thing in the world. Also, if I need to go get some things, I can go right in here and just walk into this section here if I have to. Now, one of the issues that I am running into with this is we've got I don't know where it's at. I'll have to have, uh, what am I thinking here? I'll have to have, what's his name? Dog. I just remembered his name now. I'll have to have Dog come in here and take a look because I've already solved one connection issue here. This entire section here appears to, for some reason, not be connected in some spots. So I'll have to have him come in and take a look at it because I can't find everywhere where it's not connected, as you can see right in here. We've got a small connection issue. I'm not sure why or what we're looking at here. So I'll let him come in because it is his build. Dog's the one that built this, so he probably knows more about where the connection is. The problem I'm having is I can't pull stuff from up here and get them down here. And I don't understand if these guns are actually shooting or not. I've noticed these guns don't really fire. I don't think they're actually getting the ammunition they need. So that's an issue. We'll have to solve that at some point. Robotron Gaming building a big ship. I don't know. I don't know how big this thing is going to get. I have it set to 60 blocks length is what I'm working with right now. So I don't know if I'll even use the whole 60 or at least the whole 60 length because normally if I built a ship when I was first doing Space Engineers, I'd build everything linearly. Now I know that nacelles really work very well, so I may build some kind of a nacelle system that works with the ship. I don't know. We'll have to see. This is right now just an understanding of the overall shape of what I'm working with at the moment. Starting that up, we'll just throw this in there and see what we can build here real quick. Now we are waiting for the new Space Engineers 2 to get done and finish it. Waiting for King to drop that nice little gem so we can play around with it. I'm thinking I'm probably going to set the ship up like this. I'm probably going to have one central area. This will give me the ability to build around it. And I can figure out just exactly what it is I want to, or how I want to build it. This is all temporary, mind you. Hmm. The plan here is to build a ship that can actually take that can take a licking. Unlike the last ship, which took a licking and just completely died on me. Well, it didn't die. It just couldn't handle the a good thumping, I suppose would be the better mention of it. All right. Like I said, I will do some stuff here, but most of this is just temporary wiring. Robotron Gaming. Okay. So just designing or experimenting with the ship design. Yeah, basically. I'm trying to see if I can build something. I have a theory on shipbuilding in which I kind of want to build something like the Iowa, where my guns are located on the top spine and bottom spine section of the ship, and the outer sides of it is mostly where the thickest parts of the armor are at. So it'll be twice as thick on the sides as it is on top. What that will do is it'll give me I'll be able to actually put heavy armor all along the side of the ship, and that should prevent us from taking damage or prevent us from taking too much damage. Hoping space engineers can handle things more easily with bigger ships or details, especially with crossplay, since that would be rather nice. Yes, that would be. Perhaps some heavy armor at critical points in the front or back or anywhere where it's important. Yeah, there'll be some armor, heavy armor in specific areas. So that'll be the idea of that. I am going to pull this section up here, so that kind of protects that section of the battleship right in there, or destroyer basically. And so I just want to see what all I'm working with in terms of size. And I may add more size, I may add less size. I don't know how this will work. I want to make it look cool, but you never know what looks cool and what doesn't. So, but we are working with a vessel that has two main rail guns on it, so that'll be a nice. And most of the, I'll probably have the ship able to move before I finish up everything else on it. So that's another thing that has to be figured out. So I do have a zone here for uh, some large artillery gun turrets, and I'm probably going to set several artillery guns on this ship just to give it a little bit of distance. But the problem is I don't know where I can actually hook this ship into at the moment, because this is going to be, the connections up here are way too short, and these down here do not have, I don't know if they're connected up and dropping ammunition into it. I don't know. It could be that Dog put a filter in there so it would filter only certain types of ammunition. That could be the big issue. It could be something's not connected. When I got to looking through there, there was a section that was not in the connection. I had to add another connection to it. So I don't know what would be causing the problems down here since. But if Dog wants to, I'll let him look because he knows more about where the pipe layout is than I do. There's also another thing. I want to try and make this to where I can actually run the pipes and everything. Now I don't have to worry about where engineering is or anything else like that. I'll be able to know exactly where the piping is running to. An idea here, because I do want to be able to do minor modifications and be able to fix things on the fly, would be, let's take the new blocks. And we got these, and we could line the hallway with these rather easily. That would really help. Got our drone coming back over there. Oh, it is hitting something. What is it hitting? Uh, I need to fix that. I may have to reset our drone, our mining drone, a little bit here and get it to go the right direction. That was not nice. Perhaps the pipe is damaged. If the lights are yellow, it means one is usually damaged. Yeah, that could be a problem. But like I said, I don't know enough about the build, and I'm not. I've knew where one break in the pipeline was. It was right in this area, and I could see it. So it was like it's not a whole lot of cutting out I could do that and wouldn't accidentally damage something. Thing is, I don't want to go in there and accidentally remove something that may be only connected to it. There could be like a reactor or something that has like one connection port, and if I accidentally disconnect it, it may fly off, and then I've got to fix a reactor and a bunch of other stuff. It's just easier just to, sit back, let dog handle it. He probably knows where you're all supposed to go anyway. Let me see here. Now, the problem I'm running into is how high I want to stack this thing. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know if I want to do this or not. Doing a destroyer, I don't know if I want to do two railguns now. I could do one. Thing is, I do two. I've got a pretty balanced out kind of railgun fire capability. And looking at it, I don't know if I don't know how I'm going to shape the front end of this ship. Hmm. Hmm. Well, we are getting to this point. I could probably build it out. I need to see what this is going to look like first. Let's just tack these on here. And I want to see. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to cut this section out right about here. And difficult part of making things, figuring out how it's all going to go together. Actually, hmm, I've got enough room. I could pull that off. I could pull that off, and it would look pretty darn good when I get done with it. Yeah, they can be like it's not that it's a bad design. Everyone has their own way of doing
Energy
pipes.
low.
So you'll have like Dog's method of doing pipes. He tends to do a lot more closing them in. Mostly it's to save space. And there are performance issues on the game that you can actually decrease your performance issues by leaving less open spaces in your ship, which is it's logical. I tend to just say screw it, and I say damn the performance issues, just go with it. I just push on through. We're like, well, screw it. We're gonna do it anyway. Looking at it though, I think this will work out great. The front end of the ship is gonna look pretty good, and I think I can pull that off pretty easily. So that's not something I'm worried too much about. Let's. I also want to see about the shaping of everything. I want to see if I can shape this a bit more. That'll give me double up on the size here. That'll give me twice the armor on the sides that I need, which will give me a pretty good look to the ship, I think. I would also like to put a hangar bay in here so we can carry, because one of the things I had with the Corvette was I could carry two fighters if I had to. From the appearance, it looks like it will have a Lance-like appearance. It might and it might not. It depends on how I get this thing built and operated. Really, I'm hoping I can build it in such a way that it will look. How do I put this? That it'll have a weapon-like look, but I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to come up with a way of doing the piping that I can easily just work on it whenever it needs to be worked on. And the best way to do that probably would be to just run two pipe systems through there and then connect to whatever I need to connect to. I think Here's another issue. This is one of the ways I want to build this. We go here, and because I plan on putting some heavy artillery cannons. The problem is this: these heavy artillery cannons take up 3 blocks width right there. I want to see if I put 3 blocks here. Put number 4. And we'll do that. And that should give us, yeah, that'll give me enough room to slap on a turret and it'll actually look good. I could probably put some defensive stuff around the turret to make it look even better. But like I said, it'd be a wide ship. But with this, I can do a stair step down system. And then all this can just be armor plating to protect the ship. I may even go one step further and put in heavy half blocks because those will have a bit more defensive capability, and the heavy half blocks will also provide a spacing area so that if I get hit with an RPG, we get hit with a RPG. If I get hit with a rocket or something, which has happened already, the armor will have some spacing between me and the outside. It'll also reduce the weight to the outside of the ship. That is an option I can use. I don't know. Like I said, Robotron Gaming here is giving us some good questions right now. I mean, he is just tearing up the chat. Or short end in front, wider part at the back and middle. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is a destroyer, and I'm kind of wanting the armor to be in the same position at all times. So I'm wanting a section of spaced armor. What I might do, just to save stuff, because spaced armor has to be cheap anyway, I may put heavy armor running between, like a layer of heavy armor going the length of the ship, and then do a section of spaced armor on the outside with connection ports, or probably some of these, and then just coat over it. And because these don't deform, to my knowledge, they don't deform at all. The beam blocks, so that would be a non-deforming armor that wouldn't. I am the Chad. LOL. Yeah. Currently, yes. Anyone's welcome to throw some questions up here because I'll answer them. Like doing this in between with maybe a piece of armor on the outer side, like heavy armor piece on the outside, just to give that a little more defense, and doing that every so often, so that when an RPG or a rocket smacks into the just the bare side of the ship, I've either got high deflection, which will deflect it off, so like it'll deflect off of like a section here, rip right off there, or if it hits here, it's just going to detonate on the inside. It doesn't take out anything crazy. And I actually may also put some type of decoy block in there every so often, so that when the enemy starts shooting at the ship, they target the decoys instead of the actual ship, which will give the destroyer a little bit more. I'm calling it the Bounty, by the way. An old Star Trek reference for those of you that know what that is. Yeah, I think probably slapping a decoy block in here somewhere on the spaced armored sections, make it harder to hit. That'll space out the assault sections. Like I said, that's why you want to do this wireframing system here. Because now I know I'm probably going to have to replace this entire internal section here with heavy armor to build it up, just to have that defense. And then, because one of the other issues that's going to be happening here is I'm going to have a every so often I'm going to have some type, because this is going to get built up eventually. We're going to have one gun here and then build up to a second set of artillery guns here. Then the back set in probably 2 artillery guns top and bottom, and then have probably, if I'm going to be real crazy, I may even set up a small um, magazine section here somewhere to apply a couple of gun turrets so that it can defend itself with some gun, or just pull some gun turrets right off the top here and just let and have decoys around them so that they're hard to hit. Probably put, let's see. Yeah, kind of a hybrid armor. Yeah, so Robotech, Robotron Gaming, Robotech. Dear Lord, tells you all the sci-fi is going through my head. So pretty much heavy armor on the outside while also non-malleable armor too. Probably a layer of non-malleable armor with heavy armor on the inside just to withstand artillery shell impacts because artillery shells are going to do more penetration. So they're going to shred. This is also a ship I'm designing to hopefully be able to handle the Factorum. I'm hoping this thing can hit a knockout punch with its main armament, which is going to be those railguns. And then we're going to have a series of rocket turrets, artillery turrets, but I need the Factorum to target areas of the ship so that it has a harder time hitting. And I may put some decoys along the nacelles as well, just to spread out the attack of the. Because one thing, the Factorum, they bring a lot of artillery and assault cannons. So the more of their ship systems you can take out, the better off you are. Anyway, the ship I was talking about, because Robotron Gaming says here, didn't watch Star Trek, was solely Star Wars and Halo fan. However, I've heard it's good. The one with the Star Trek one where they do the whale thing, part the best part of that entire movie is when Kirk and Spock take a warship from the Klingons. They manage to steal a Klingon bird of prey, and they effectively call it the Bounty because they stole it. It's like, yeah, all right, we can do that. That sounds good. Okay, so this section here is going to be probably some light armor. We're going to run some heavy armor here, so I need to possibly do some replacement up here. This is where things are going to get a little dicey because I got to make sure that when I cut this stuff, I don't actually. Yeah, right there. Right there. That's when I almost cut too far. On this side too, I can cut that off because it's all still connected at the moment. This is the internal heavy armor layer because we're doing a destroyer. It's going to have a little bit more heavy armor. I'm trying to find a way to space the heavy armor in this thing to where it will do better. And I want the space in here to run around and oh well, that was probably way too much. And then we'll head over here and we'll run heavy armor on this side as well. Well, doing this, like I said, the heavy armor is just going to provide us a little bit more defensive capability, so that when those heavier hitting rounds do inevitably impact, we have a plan. We have a solution for it if it does impact. So, hmm, yeah, that'll do. And then I just need to put one heavy block right there, and that'll do. And then I can just connect all that together.
Energy low.
Oh my god, energy. This is the problem with survival mode, man. Where am I going? All turned around here. Just getting all turned around. It's just horrible. Don't know where I'm going. Okay, perhaps a certain area of the ship faces to deflect the target, like perhaps having lots of armor in the front. keep Factorum from destroying the ship entirely. It wouldn't do that much, but well, yes and no. See, the issue that I'm doing here, I'm going to do some more shaping on it. It will look impressive when I get done. The problem that I'm running into, and that we all will run into with the Factorum, is the Factorum just really doesn't care about how you've built your ship. They're gonna just hit you with whatever they've got, and they do bring. I've already faced one of their ships. Boy, do they bring the pain! They bring the pain when they come at you. The plan is to take was essentially a shock point, and that's a term in tank craft. That's the official term I'm going to use for it, where you have areas of deflection and then you have shock points. And shock points or shock zones are where you have a section that's facing the flat side of the enemy force. So the shock zone here is going to have extra armor, and I'm going to try and engineer the best armor possible. Where the top part where we have all this deflection, that's not going to be worried about too much. We're not going to worry about that too much because it's got a lot of deflection to it, and there's no point in worrying about it. By the way, since I know this can be done, cut that off because I can figure that out later. Now let's see. We'll take these sections out here. And I think what we're going to do, three here. And so this is where the space armoring is going to come in. Because all this has to do is just detonate something before it gets too close to the ship. That's it. That's all we needed to do. Oh, my kid is throwing a fit right now. Now let's see. How are we doing this? I think I want to do this by fours. So we're going to have four here. We're going to put this in place. And probably we're going to run some type of turret through there, I figure. We're going to have a turret in that position. That'd probably be the best place to put it at the moment. Or I could somehow finagle one in here. If I do this by, well, if I do it by twos, I'm going to have too many spacing. So we're going to put stack sections there. I can just stack the armor into it. And we'll do the same to the other side. Make sure it's nice and even, because I know some people like symmetry. We're not going to screw with symmetry here today, folks. We're just going to put it in here to the best of our ability. Now, what may happen is, in a replacement of this, I may just yank this out. Or I may yank one of these out and just put like decoy blocks here to cover it, and then just put a piece of paneling over there to give that a little bit more defensive capability. And then right here, I may add a set of PDCs just to handle missiles or anything should I run into an enemy that decides to lob some missiles at us. This way we can be prepared. Like I said, I'm engineering the heck out of this ship to try and give me and the guys the best possibility with this destroyer that we can actually get something done with Factorum. And we may just grab what we're going to get and go take the Factorum on later. Probably not today, maybe sometime next week if I can get this thing done in time. Robotron Gaming. Also, Robotech gonna need a counter now. Survival is personally my cup of tea. Also, I don't have my ship hit the ground like a rock from Clang and Creative. Yes. And yes, it was posted in the Discord. The ship was magnetized. Apparently, I think what happened was we had, I think the the magnetic strength was on dogs. I always turn it off because that causes interference. And I think when he magnetized in, it created enough friction. Neither one of us understood what was about to happen. I didn't know. He didn't know until when the whole system got when he magnetized into it. The whole system said, "And we're done." Just took the railgun and shoved it right through the Corvette, and that happened. Apparently, the railgun rounds, despite being solid shot ammunition that have no propellant, apparently blew up. So go figure. That uranium was still active, apparently. It wasn't Dog's fault, and it wasn't my fault. Really, we had no idea that was going to happen. So I was just back up, chill, looked at it and thought, I was thinking about making a better ship, but I just never got around to it because I had one. I was like, okay, we'll just go make a new ship. It's not that big a deal. This one's going to turn out kind of crazy though, at the size of it. Now we've got this area, and the other issue I'm running into is I got to figure out how I'm going to put other things in the ship because like I said, I would like to put a hangar bay in this thing. And then maybe where I actually increase the size of this somehow. Actually, here's a question. How big put the hangar doors on top of this thing if I wanted? Do I have any doors on here? Where's the doors? I don't need the tracks right now. Where's my doors? Oh, Kane has moved everything around and I'm all jacked up. There we are. There we are. That's a gate. Oh yeah, gate's what I need. Let's see. I believe that's about the right size right there. Oh. See, what I'd like to do is I'd like to get something to where we can take our parasite fighters and just send them out. I could do gates on the side of the ship, but these are only too large. This one here is an even gate as well. So that I don't think is going to work. I think my best bet, though, is this large gate on top, which means I may have to cut out all that section back there. But I could put this gate up here. What is the size comparison of one of these ships? I need to know. So I don't know if that'll fit or not. I don't think it will. Because if I'm correct, and I usually am, I think that is 3 blocks wide. How wide is one of our parasite fighters? I may not have a choice. I may just have to do an open hangar of sorts. It'd be rather dangerous since it would be out in the open, but would make the ship lighter. I would say the bottom could work. Well, yeah. The thing is, I've got this other stuff on here. I may use the other hangar doors. I'm not sure. But we are also going to need to. I would like to bring maybe a small mining vessel on this, just so I can get some ice and materials or whatever else I need. Let me see here. How wide is this? I know this here Yeah, it's going to be too big. Because I know the gas tank on there is about 5 blocks wide, which the cockpit is going to be one large block wide. And then I've got more than that on each end, and I need at least, I have only, I have less than that actually. So there's no way I can pull that off. I guess what we'll have to do is I'll have to build a specialized hangar on the side of the ship and just be done with it. Because one of the things about these fighters is they are actually pretty small. So we've got one about 2 blocks height. The only problem with this is with 2 blocks being the height, I don't have. I could probably get one through it, but the width is too wide. That's the issue. So I could put two. I could put a. Dang, let me think here. I could put the other hangar bay doors in because they would be longer, and I could set them to however big I need them to be. The other issue is if I put it on the bottom, somehow I got to get the fighters up and out, and it'd just be easier to put the hangars on top of it. So I could drop maybe one fighter, maybe two in. That's something I need to consider as well. And if I run 2 sections of piping here from point A to point B, which is what I'm thinking I'm going to have to do, I'll have to, because I want to put the gun turrets on the side. Hmm. That makes things difficult. I'm not going to lie. Oh boy.
Energy low.
I don't want to do the open hangar because it'll leave certain things vulnerable. That'll just, that's not something I want to risk at the moment. You'll get some energy back into the suit, and then I'll try to figure that out as I go. I may take this another section of armor down and then start widening it. That way I've got a good looking length on the front of the ship because looks are something you've got to worry about as well. I want this to look nice. So for this moment, let's go ahead and grab number 8 here. Gonna have to go 4 more anyway, so let's just grab a 1. I'll have to take these armors out. That's obvious. It's gonna have to happen. Like so. That'll be after I get everything figured out, though. Right here. Here. Number 3, this light armor block here. And I'll seam this in. You won't even see the armor on it, so it'll be much harder to spot. And since all that is now connected, I believe, is it connected? It may not be connected. Ooh. Hmm. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just run some temporary connections right here just to separate off where this is going to end. So that's nice and long right there. We're going to add an extra section to beef out probably another 2 blocks, giving us the armor blocks we need in the middle, and that's going to be covered by armor and everything else. The spaced armor is just going to be there to cover everything that we need. There we go. Now everything's cooking with gas. So we got all that figured out. I can sever these sections here. I already know I'm putting a gun turret right here, so we'll just go ahead and sever those sections like so. I'm probably going to do a reinforced block right here. Let's increase that, and we'll put that in like so. Then I think what we're going to need is a magazine to put this into, so we'll set a magazine block right here. Oh, we need some... I am going to need some interior plates. I forgot about that. Yeah, I need interior plates. That's going to be bad. That's going to be bad if I don't have interior plates to put in here. I'll have to make some. Come on, where are you at? There you are. There we go. Take all that stuff. I don't know if I want to put the interior plates there or if I want to sink the magazine deep in the ship. If I sink the magazine here, the problem is I got to put some stuff in to work around it. Hmm. That creates issues. It's actually creating a major issue right now. Let's see. I put it here. Won't be too bad. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, I need to see. What does that look like there? Let's pull that back. Fine. We'll do a cargo container there, and we'll do one right there. That should be good enough. And then we're gonna add a gun turret. Don't mind the family. Let's see. I don't need wheels at the moment. Those off. Grab some turrets. That, and we'll grab a decoy while we're at it. What is this? That's a warhead. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. I may put a decoy right here to draw fire towards the front of the ship and make the enemy overshoot a bit instead of them targeting the main guns. That'd just be a lot better in my opinion, but yeah, we'll go from there. Number 7 here. And we'll work with the new type Gatling guns. Figure out, how do I know? Okay, that's facing forward. We got one new type Gatling gun there. I like the newer ones, they're better. And another one there. So we've got some pretty decent PVC defense right there. I'm just going to build this one layer across, and what gets finalized is going to get worked on. So then the next thing I am going to need is going to be, where is it? I'm going to put a sorter in there. Yeah, that could be rather dangerous. I'm not sure exactly how you could deal with that problem. Maybe a foldable ship or compact ship like one that uses rotors to help you shift the ship. Well, it could be. Could do that. Could do something like the FA-18 where the wings actually fold up, so it makes it easier to store it. The the Saber already does that to an extent. It's got some S-foils but that doesn't help its mass. They don't fold away. There was a guy that made a new type of heavy fighter that I thought was a great idea. Trying to figure out how I could take that thing and build it. Let's see, what do I need first? Okay, yeah, we're gonna need a sorter so we can sort these magazines up. And as I start to, what was that? I thought I heard gunfire. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Mm, for the main guns here, we're also going to need some ammunition for these. So we'll shove something in here. I may reconfigure something to go around so that I can slip into these areas and check them out and work on stuff. That is something that has to be done at some point. And then we go back to number 3, which is our. And then that central section there just becomes a hallway. I can just add stuff to, and then I can just work my way down the hallway, fixing things as we go. We do that. That'll also keep everything kind of close. And then if I want, I can just add some extra armor right in these areas. Make things a little bit easier to work with. So yeah, that's what we're getting done right now. I may start building this because this section's kind of getting finalized at the moment, but I kind of want to push a little bit further, see what else I can do. I do want to put decoys here, so let's go ahead and get the decoys put in. That way this destroyer can outsmart, make our enemies, look really dumb. Really jack with a Factorum, hopefully. One of the things about decoy blocks, man, they can really help your ship if you can get them to work right. And number 6, here's what we're going to do. We're going to add, I may do this, depending on how far I can do it, I may add an extra layer of heavy armor just to the outside, just to help out there. Actually, let's just throw 2 pieces of heavy armor panel on each side. That'll help. And we can reinforce that if we have to. Extra stuff. Extra things, extra things. All the little things that make it work out good. So, yeah, there we go. That's looking better. So most of this can be finalized. Um, except for me needing to have a few other things to finalize it with. But I can probably use, because I sat here and I said I could probably do the one deal. I could do with a thing around so that I can enter into these rooms and actually work on some of this stuff whenever there's a problem. Looking at it now, there's a good probability that I could actually yeah, there's a way I could actually just go in here and so like my first set of cannons will probably be right here, and then the second set of cannons will be up top in layers. We'll have 2 cannons on the top and bottom, and then we'll have a set of artillery cannons on the back so we can do broadsiding. And then I'll have a myriad of assault cannons right about in this area somewhere. That'll help out. I just got to continue building until I get everything figured. And then I got to decide whether I'm going to sell this. I am going to use a baffled hydrogen system, but I'll probably use some exposed main engines on the back and then use some internalized, probably work the engine so they're semi-internalized, but then have a baffled tank system inside of it so it doesn't, so if there's a detonation, it doesn't destroy the entire ship. And I'm probably going with 3 main thrusters to propel this thing.
Energy low.
Oh boy, energy is low. So this is working out good. Hmm. I have to admit, internet is amazing today. I think what we'll do, I'm gonna weld up these at least, and just weld up all the finalized parts here. And we're at capacity. Wonderful. Go from here. And I'm just gonna start building this baby up. Let's just put all the parts where we need them to go for now. And yes, for this ship, we are going to need an absolutely beast of an engineering section. Which I have yet to figure out how I'm going to build that, but we'll figure that out as we go. Boy, I ain't even got everything all put in there yet. Let's there, I can grab even more stuff now. Got that. We just got to get some power deals put in here. Some computers. Hopefully I have enough materials for this. If not, we'll have to start running the system and getting it to build it. And what I'm doing here right now is I'm just adding stuff. This is a trick you can do if you got somebody that can do a whole lot, that can run a welder, because you can then eventually get a welding ship and just come in and just weld the rest of this all up if somebody will put the parts into it. I'd have one of the main rail guns done. The other thing also is I don't know where. Shoot, I put that on the wrong side. Oh no. Oh no. Did I do that? Yes, I did. So we're gonna have to just keep pulling stuff out until we get this one done. Robotron Gaming. Was about to say a welder ship would be nice, plus gives you an easier time. Yeah, uh, the issue is I don't want it to accidentally weld something up that I don't want it to weld. So I'm going to start shoving parts into these things. And plus, you've also got to know what you're doing. I haven't figured out a way to sort. That'd be something I'd like to do. I would like done is figure out a way to do that. Figure out a way to do a welding ship where I could just put in the parts. I figure I could do that with sorters somehow. And if we do the shipyard, like I'm hoping we will, all right, that's done. Let's see if I've got the parts for this one too. There we go. All right, let's weld this up. Turn it on, just let it go. Yeah, so Robotron Gaming here, sort items like using conveyors. I'm wondering if there's not a way I could take a welding ship. This is my idea on it for baseline production of ships to put a conveyor sorter on one end and then have another sorter on the other end of an assembler that will allow raw materials to come into the system and then use like the blueprint function on the assemblers to build the what is word to build the components you need and then auto deposit them into and then have the welder sitting there having an auto deposit everything into the welder. That way when you put it in there you could just you hook up your welding ship, you turn the thing on, and you have one conveyor sorter and connector that will pull out of a main large cargo container. Then right next to the cargo container, the piping will immediately go into, let's see, that looks nice. The piping would then go immediately into a deal. So you would only be able to draw raw materials in there, but you wouldn't be able to put raw materials into the actual sorter. The problem is you can dump all that in there, but if you have like a backup or something, you're not going to be able to get rid of it. So you kind of need one conveyor pumping your ores and stuff into one cargo container, and then your production facility on one side. So when you turn the production facility on, your welder
Energy
ship
low.
immediately gets filled up with items. There's a way to do it. I know there is. The game has too many functions for it not to be possible. It's just figuring out how to get that to work. So what'll happen is you can turn on the conveyor system, as I stated. It would have to pull resources into one. So say it's like this. We have a sorter here. We are pulling raw materials into this area. In here, you would have your assembler. It would go through the assembler, and then the next sorter would then pull any and all components out and start depositing them into a nearby connector, which would then be have a sorter set up to a welding ship that would pull it from one side. In other words, suck all the materials out of one pipeline and then put it in there. Then all you got to do is you just walk up to your system, go to your assembler, and just plug in the blueprints off of your build planner. And then that just starts pumping in all the resources into your ship. You have a light on the ship that pings green when it's full. Take the ship off, do your welding. When it turns red, come back, connect it. It sucks more, and then it just becomes automatic at that point. And that would just make things run much more smoothly, much more smoothly. Then you'd be able to just all you'd have to do is just go over there and do it. Then you could put use the automation system to hook up and automate the landing procedure. So all you would have to do is just push disconnect and take off. And then when you're done, just hit the auto docks sequence. Your ship flies up there and just auto docks and starts sucking up more stuff, and it would just make production go a lot quicker. I need to do that. I need to do that. The more I think about it, the more it needs to be done. Okay, it says everything's been successfully withdrawn. I'm wondering that. There's that. Yeah, I think this is the next one that has to be welded in. And then we'll get some armor and stuff done. A whole lot of words, but yeah, it would make things easier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. The more I think about that, the more I realize I have got to get that concept off the ground, because that is a video right there to make that work. Like I said, I may do it on this just to produce a production facility, and you'd have to set the production for that. You would have to set the production up for that so it would operate a specific way. So it's like the way we've got it set up now, all our production is inside this dish right here. I'd need a separate production facility just for ship construction. This is something we're going to have to do. And plus, it would also save space also, because the ingots, I think, take up less space than the actual components do. So if we were to do that, we're talking about doing a shipyard where we can work on actual ships. I may just up until dog, what we may just do is we may just take a couple of guys together and we may just start working on designing a brand new station and just do a little more ergonomics with it. Because I would like to do a massive internal hangar bay and put the fighters in there, maybe some of the smaller craft. And we've got the production to do it. Add even more storage, because storage has become an issue every so often. Some people don't know, some people don't think it will, but oh yeah, it becomes an issue when you're doing some production. There we are. Another conveyor done. More conveyors. There we go. But I am really interested in the new build system for Space Engineers 2. I love the idea that they came up with a unified grid system, which means no longer are you going to have to do some crazy voodoo to make small grids fit with large grids. It's all going to be the same. Which means other than maybe some type of
Energy
turret,
low.
you're not going to need to worry about subgrids. It'll all be printable in, if we do prints, it'll all be printable in one single print. That's all you will need. Let me fly back over here and fix up. I'll read a few comments while I'm at it. I'm sitting here. I actually have an interesting idea. Never really thought this from Robotron again. You could use pistons for a hanger, pushing the pistons downward to help the ship have plenty of room and escape. Yeah, the problem is my connector is on the bottom of the ship, not the top. If I had, if I built it like if I built it like some of the ships I used to build with the connector on top, that would work really well. I may have to do a regular fighter at some point, something with some heavier firepower, and maneuver out while still providing plenty of defense to said ship. Yeah, I could also, if I build something like a Star Destroyer, is what you're thinking of, with like the hangar bay on the bottom, that would be pretty good. I think small grid and large grids being together will provide not only better flexibility and defense, it will allow you to decorate them. Oh yeah. Um, there is that one picture Keen put out of a shuttlecraft that they had that someone had built, and the shuttlecraft had mostly large block windows, but then it had small block reinforcements going around the windows like pipes. I was looking at that, I was like, that is so cool. That is so cool. Me once. Me wants it badly. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to hook up. No, 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 I don't need to do that. I think what I could do, I was sitting there thinking what I could do, because I have to connect, I want everything to run on the same conveyor line. I may connect this over. Then again, what I could also do is I could run an undermount connection system here, kind of a loop, and then connect my main turrets up top. The problem is I don't have a place for conveyors. Hmm, that's annoying. Of course, because these conveyors are sorting right here, I wouldn't have to worry about it. I could just put a, well, no, I do have a problem because then I got to put artillery shells in this one particular area and I don't have a place to put them. Hmm, hmm, where to do that? Where to do that? That's interesting. I guess I'll have to see where this goes before I can figure out where the arty shells are going to go at. Let's get this armor blocks figured out here. Let's see, do I have everything? Okay, I got a full open build planner ready to go. There we go. We'll just build that up with F. Can't take all of it, so we're going to go down here and just work from here. Oh, really? I didn't get all the... Wow, that took all of it? Dude, I believe that happened. this is gonna be a while. Almost think I need a welding ship. Oh boy. Well, this is heavy armor, so do I not have metal grids anymore? That's weird. I have to hit the system, tell it to build some metal grids up. Okay, let me check here. Let me check and look here. Let's look here. I have metal grids. See, another thing I wish Keen would do is a search function, so if I can figure out if I'm looking for a specific part. It's looking like we don't have any, so do a few thousand of those. That'll get us that much further along. Ah, that's why they're so expensive. They're 135 steel plates. That's why. I forgot about that. You grabbed that one. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I've built hundreds of regular grids. This can't be this expensive. Oh, yeah, it is. Look at that. Okay, we're still pulling materials out, trying to make all this work. Let's see. It says I can't withdraw 31 metal grids. Let's see where we're at right now. Best ships take time. But like that, the best ships are going to take some time. All opponents successfully withdrawn. There we go. There we go. Let's see what we got going on. That up. That's welded. That's welded. Something here is missing.
Energy low.
Oh boy. That one. Yep. Missed that. Let's go ahead and opponents into that block right there. Boy. See, this is why you do things a little bit at a time. All this other stuff going on. Time to go mining. So like a search tab for items. Yeah, that would be great. Gomer Cow, Badgerman, do me a favor and get a level 3 welder in your tools, please. Yes, I've got one somewhere. I haven't picked it up. Message retracted. Robotron Gaming, let him suffer. This will be as I'm gonna hop on the server and give him one. No. Don't worry, Gomer. I got one. I got one up here somewhere. Let me refill and I'll get it. I have one. Hmm. Actually, I had several of them. It was just because I just didn't have space for them because that was what I salvaged out of the old ship when the Miranda went down. Let me see. I've got a level 3 somewhere. Let's see. Level 3 welder. I'm gonna do a search function. Level 3 welder. Type that in. Boom. There it is. Level 3 welders just sitting right here. There's some level 2s. I know we got level 3s here somewhere. Yeah, see, right there. Put a 1. And I may do one of those as well. Yeah, see, I got it. I got it. Fine. It's fine. I probably should have been doing this from the start, but yeah. Just didn't feel like it. It's probably not an excuse, but eh. There we go. Run all that there. Let's start grabbing some stuff and shoving them in. Oh, don't tell me I'm already running out of... Don't tell me we ran out of materials. I set that thing up for like 1,000. Come on now. No, it's over with. Maybe it's just hiccuping right now. I hope. Let's see how fast we get this done. The problem I've got, like I said, currently right now, the main issue with what I'm doing is like half the base is not connected. That's the main issue. Dog, I'm pretty sure can fix it. It's just we've not realized. I haven't attempted to build a ship down here connected to these posts. Otherwise, it'd be a lot shorter distance to just run over there and do that. What do you mean we can't withdraw a metal grid? Yeah, we can. I can grab that metal grid right there. This is something that's starting to annoy me, though. Ah, fly right. There we go. Level 3 welder waiting to fulfill its purpose again. Yes. Absolutely yes. So yeah, we've got one layer of spaced armor on the front here, and one layer of heavy armor, which is going to make moving this destroyer fun. Eh. Why didn't you? Did I get you? All right, do I have everything? Okay, yeah. All the blocks on this side have been done, except for these up here. Get those. These will just be regular steel plates. They won't be that difficult to fix. Like I said, using the spaced armor here to try... See, it doesn't even take that much for these. That's what threw me off just a minute ago. I was like, what the heck? Right now we have this spaced armor here just to provide that extra added defense of screw you. When the enemy inevitably fires a bunch of rockets at us. Like, eh. It's not that big a deal. Hey, that's doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and get this guy finished up here.
Health
Oh, ow.
low.
Hit my head and forgot how to do stuff there for a second. That sucks. Well, I guess we got to find a med bay. Let's run through here and see if we can find us a med bay real quick. I bop my head. Let's see. Where's med bay at? It's number 2. I want to say they're in blue here. Oh, this is the cryo chamber. Oh, hold up now. It's a cryo chamber. That's a meeting room. Medbay white? Ah, there it is. Medbay is white. There we go. Scripting with doors is rather nice. Yep, it is. It is nice when you can just not have to worry about a door. And go back down to level 3. Shoot, which one did I come out of? I think it was this one. Really need to color coordinate some of these hallways so we know where we're going. And if I'm reading this correctly, I am on the absolute wrong side of the base. Went the wrong way. My lord. That. Let's finish this guy up here. And we'll do these. Get them out of the way. And I guess I'll get this out of the way as well. Figure all that stuff out. And yeah, this is going to be a multi-stream build because it is not going to get done in the first stream. That much I can promise y'all. And I will try to stream that. I will try to stream every time I work on this thing. I thought we got everything off here. Oh, we didn't. That's the thing I'm also having difficulty with. The blueprint system appears to be, or the build planner seems to be forgetting that there are parts to these things. Like, oh hey, yeah, I forgot that had that part in there. I may change these and make them look different somehow. I don't know. Perhaps a sign and an arrow. Yeah, yeah. I think what we're gonna do is I'm just going to talk to Dog, and for the next station, I think we are gonna run just probably build some type of Star Trek looking shipyard, and then build a. We'll have one for medium ships like this, obviously, and then for the super heavy ships, if we build something really big, we'll just have like a half of shipyard that'll just kind of somewhat curl over and attach to the ship. That way we don't have to worry about it, floating away. Let's go ahead and get these out of the way now. Gotta do the other side. And I want some extra. I want to get more of the shape of this destroyer figured out first, because one of the things about building is sometimes you will make something work on one side that should not work on the other. And I'm trying my best here to stick to the three shape rule. So the one shape I'm using is this emerald looking shape right here. And then I will probably build this thing up as I go. So each, what in the world? Oh, I lagged right into that and hurt myself again. I just went to the med bay. Dadgummit. Stop lagging. I'm gonna hurt myself some more. My God. There we go. Get that finished. It is getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, we had a. I need to do. There's an idea for a series I want to do with the guys. As many of us as I can get on to a server. Once we've captured some tech and kind of done this all out, I would like to do one where all of us just get on. We get a whole bunch of people on here. Get Bronzy, get Chris, get everyone on here, including Gomer, and we just do the survival thing where we just capture enemy ships and then just weld them onto our system, and we make just big, absolute terrifying ship. The lag was strange. Yeah, it is strange. Hold up now. Draw 78. Really? Solve that right now. Automatically siphons in like 10,000 steel plates. Lag is going to kill me here in a minute. Careful, don't weld everything up. As Gomer came in to help. I guess if he's doing that. I'll handle the light armor blocks. Make sure I got all it welded here. So we got 1, 2, and 4. That'll fix those up. Okay, that's that part done. Now all I got to do is do extra work, skin a bit, and figure out where the next weapon systems are going to be located at. Let's grab some steel plates. Before I do that, There we go. Grab some steel plates and let's see if I can make this whole system here work. There's that one. And there's that. Now, let's see. 5, we'll go with this. It's just for the top and bottom skin. Oh, I lost Gomer. He'll be back. Just a hope. There we go.
Energy low.
Oh, jeez, I'm dying. Why? Okay, recharge back up here. And then start skinning the top of this thing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the prongs out to a point and then kind of bring them back in. Because I think that's how this is going to have to work. May point those. Yeah, probably going to point those. And let's go ahead. Grab my grinder. There we are. Well, actually, I got to be careful with that because I don't know how far that's going to have to go. And we'll go number 6 here. Because we've got this one. I want that one there. Oh yeah, put that there. And that one there. There we go. Check that out. That's cool. Okay, so I don't know if this is how we're going to keep this, because I do want to do some detail work at some point. We're not going to weld any of this together, so I can see how I'm going to work the rest of this function in. I may decide to rib this somehow. I don't know. I'm going to rib it for the Factorum's pleasure. And also, I got to figure out how the this one area here is going to work out. But yeah, you can kind of see where we're going to have that kind of raised lip right in there. I really want to push this so that I have, may still do it. I kind of wanted to, looking at it now, I may want to just extend that out a bit and give just kind of a little trench going through here. The problem is this turret. I'll have to figure a way around that. So that is an issue. Go to 5 again. Yeah, I want to do that. I definitely want to do that. This. Spin that around. Gonna have to give this thing some colors too. Put a thing on the side here with a skull and crossbones on it. Meet the monster. Okay, let's see now. Where is this ridge going to start and where's it going to end? Like I said, this is why I don't want to pull too much too fast because I don't have this locked in. And I really want to figure out where I'm going to put this gun turret at. Hmm. Plus, I can add a really reinforced area here to start slapping in areas for a camera to go in so I can use these main rail guns more efficiently. Let me see. Let me see. Why would anyone use door scripts anymore when we have the event control block? This comes from, wow, you're new. Sorry, I've never seen your name here. Dick Dakrek? Dick Dykrek, I think is the name here. Why would you use door scripts anymore when we have the event control block now? Uh, Robotron Gaming, true, still rather nice. Either way, the problem with the event controller over the scripts is the scripts. If you have a vent where the airlock is at, then the vent will actually pressurize and depressurize it. And you won't waste as much oxygen. Whereas the event controller, you're going to have to do a lot more blocks to do it with. And the script is very easy to put into the system. The only drawback is if you run into groups where you don't have the script. Now, where am I going to put that dadgum turret at? I have an idea, and that's actually a pretty good one. Okay, so hmm, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna, yeah, do this, and what I'm probably gonna do is put a. First off, I'm gonna go up here and get me some interior plates. That's what I'm gonna do because apparently I'm out of those. The interior plates. Oh, I wish I had a search function right now. There we go. Grab some of these interior plates here. I'm going to put a conveyor junction right here because I'm going to probably do this twice. Do one there and one there. And the plan I have for this is no, don't weld that. No, don't weld that. Don't weld that. We're contemplating what I'm gonna do here. Is Gomer? Wait, Gomer's in here. How come I can't hear him? Gomer, if you can hear me, can you say something?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just 3D printing in the background, so I have my push to talk on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't hear you there. Yeah, don't weld up anymore because right now I've got the stuff welded that needs to be welded. I've got to figure out what I'm gonna do next with this welding because this central pillar section here is going to be a walkway to come through and work on some of the
Ah, okay.
systems. Yeah, that way I can just jump in there and work on the rail guns or something, and I don't have to worry about it getting all messed up,
Roger
which
that.
could not be a problem because I think railgun sabos now blow up. Kind of found that out the hard way.
They blow up now?
I'm guessing that's what happened. Me and Dog ended up in a situation where let me think here. Is that yeah, that'll be fine. We ended up in a situation where the Miranda class I had that I was working ended up getting
Mm-hmm.
detonated, so to speak, and because of that, I had to, or we had to abandon it because it had just been destroyed. What happened was we did a simple hookup. We were going to make a jump and go look for some trouble. And as soon as we jumped, the system just freaking blew up. Right?
Really?
Like, yeah. I think what happened was we had a magnetic lock on for one of the ships, and I had nothing but custom turrets on mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when he and it, I think also some lag may have played a role in it. As soon as his ship locked into mine,
Lag, clang.
yeah, the lag clanged it out basically, and it just detonated the ship. And after that, we were just, and he was sick. It was bad because I'm cool about my ships blowing up. Dog was like really messed up for a minute, and I was like, nah, man, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And I don't get mad over ships blowing up. I just get to build new shit. Old ship blew up. I
Yeah,
get to build new shit. So
Mach 2.
yeah, Mach 2. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Mach Jesus. That's what we're about to do next.
Yeah.
But I think it was probably my fault. I think I honestly because I think what happened was I had just built a new turret and I don't think I put inertia dampening
Oh
on the
no.
on the hinge portion of it. And so when his ship locked into the system, we had some lag. It probably pushed it too much, and then the railgun cannon just kind of flopped because that's where the most of the detonation was at. It blew it and the Gatlin turret magazine systems completely out, which showed me a flaw on the ship that I really need to figure out. And at that point, it just blew the whole thing completely into pieces.
So your ship was over there, over there, over there, and up there.
No, my ship was half my ship was still there, and it just didn't have any.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we managed to get it back to base during the live stream, and then something or other happened. We had a mining ship there, and we got it in position. We were doing some grinding, trying to fix it up to make it into something, and we were going to take portions of the one ship off to put it on there, and the entire base, every gun we had, just started lighting the ship up, the mining ship. And at that point, I just told Dog, I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this. We have too much crap going wrong. We got to figure
Wait a
out what the
minute.
we got to back away and let the system kind of reset. It blew up the
The
mining
miner?
ship. Yeah, and finally, I just took the Miranda. I was like, we're gonna send the Miranda off, send it off, and then we just played the music you play at a military funeral and just watched it
Yep.
go off into the sunset. It was like that's all I can do right now,
All right. So I got to do a server cleanup, and I got to find that piece that's just floating away now.
Oh, it's still going. It's out in the.
Oh, I bet.
It's been going for quite some time. I should have sent it
Did
down to
you
Earth, but I thought,
did you
nah.
name the grid?
The grid is named. I don't think it has a antenna on it though.
Oh, it doesn't matter. As long as the grid is named that ship
Okay.
name, I'll be able to
Yeah.
find it in
It should be either the Miranda or the Cutlass.
Cutlass or the
Did we
Miranda.
fire?
Okay.
Did we fire again? I don't know. I keep hearing that noise where like an artillery shell flies over your head, and it's making me nervous every time I hear it.
I don't hear anything.
I hear it every so often. I hear this something, and I'm like, "Are we firing?" Because last time the guns just lit the ship up, and I'm like, I don't want my ship getting lit up. But yeah, it was a crap situation.
Yeah, I think what happened with the base on Earth, like,
Hmm.
pretty much like the same thing happened. It like blew itself up because I was picking up a lot of scrap. I mean, kilometers away, and there were sections of the base.
Yeah,
So I'm like, all right,
well, like I
servers,
disassembled
servers hurting.
I disassembled an entire grinder system
Mm.
that was about 12. I just found it. I was floating around doing some stuff off server, and I found a grid out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, I wonder what that is. And I get over there to it, and it was just a massive welders. No, it's welders. It was a huge section of welders, like 8 of them just welded together. And I get to looking at the welders, and I'm like, this is from our base. It was 12 freaking kilometers from the base. I don't know how the frick that got there. I was there thinking, wow, we did a really good clang there.
Yes,
I welded that
something
down and brought it back to base.
something was attached to the base that didn't have the dampeners off, and Clang just went mine.
Yeah. No, no, note to everyone that's there. Whenever you build a custom turret, you have to put the hinges on the dampener. Otherwise, it sits there and it starts vibrating, and the vibration will just get worse. It never gets better until you dampen the darn thing. And if it's not dampened, oh boy, are you in for some fun. Trying to figure out where I'm going to put this big cannon at, and I think I'm going to put the cannon a little bit further back. And I hate that.
By the way, I'm going to try 3D printing your little rover,
Oh,
and it said it would take 1 day and 9 hours.
what type of extruder are you using? What size?
Uh, 0.04, I think.
0.04?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the 3D printer I'm looking for. I'm looking for one that has a 0.02, because then
Oh,
you
you
can
could
get
switch
almost.
the nozzles out and just change the configuration to 0.02.
Really
Yeah, I got 0.02 heads for mine.
cool.
I just haven't. I don't want to double the time right now at
Yeah,
the moment.
48 hours to get a print done. How big is it?
What, the rover?
Yeah, you'll have to put
Uh,
pictures of it up in the Discord so we
yeah,
can all look at
I
it.
had it sized up to about like 6 inches long.
Cool. We'll have to see
Yeah.
what that looks like.
Oh, I was gonna mail you one.
Oh, I may just get the CAD files. I'm looking at probably getting a 3D printer. I was gonna get the Bamboo because they were cheap and they have all the options.
Yeah.
And then Bamboo comes out there and says, "We are now going to jack with our systems. We're gonna make it to where you have to have this." They started like effing with it, and I go, "And with that, you've lost me. I have no
Yeah.
intentions of buying your crap anymore." Look at this.
They
I think I can get away
Bamboo's
with.
great,
Yeah,
but I don't have one. I have just a little beginner one. It's called an Anchor Make,
yeah.
and it's pretty good for the price that I got it on, which was clearance. I'm not complaining.
Yeah. See, I'm wanting one because I want to do. Me and my kid, we like to do Mech Warrior, and
Oh yeah.
we bought a starter set. I played it back when I was a kid. We get a starter set now. I have a Griffin. She has a Vindicator. And when we first got it, I got it out and I pulled out like, oh, it's a Griffin. I always liked the Griffin. She goes, I wanted that. I want the Griffin. You know, it's called a Griffin. I said, well, there's another bot in there. She goes, oh. She goes, what is that? I said, it's called the Vindicator. She goes, no, I want the Vindicator. Like naming your ship the Terminator. My kid was like, no, 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 Dad. I want the Vindicator now. I wonder. I am building a destroyer. I want to see. Let's see cannon size here for a moment. Here's an arty cannon. How big is an arty cannon? Okay. I am going to. Well, this kind of ruins the whole design aspect I was going for. You know what I would love King to do? I would
What's that?
love it. I would love it if Keen would develop a block that can, a corridor block that moves stuff. That's also a conveyor, so I can walk through the conveyor line. Like it doesn't even have to be a full block. Just make it like the one corridor block that's like half a block.
Yeah.
Then I can walk through it. That is just that would help so much if I had something like that that I didn't have to worry about. Because now I'm looking at how I'm going to put these cannons on here. I've got room for the cannon. It's just I'm going to have to start building an upper area. I may just do 2 cannons in the front, top, bottom, and then 1 cannon in the back, top and bottom of the artillery guns. And that would give me 12 cannons total and 6 turrets.
Oof.
On top of the fact this thing has main rail guns that it can just bear down on the problem. It can just say, yeah, this problem is solved. We just haven't gotten to it yet. Then I got to figure out how I'm going to get around all this stuff so I can work on it whenever I need to do work. Ah, this is annoying.
You always like building big projects.
Well, it's not building big projects. It's that I try to build the project big enough to where I can work on the thing so that if there is a
Yeah.
problem, that was something that happened with the Miranda. I was able to easily get to certain systems, pull those systems off, and then make some repairs. That's the idea. I would like a ship that when we bring it back to base, it's not going to be difficult to get on it with a welder and get some repairs done to it. And that's the problem I'm running into right now. I'm trying to figure out where I can put stuff. I may the cannon turret here, and then I got to figure out how I can work around that cannon turret to where I won't, well, to where it won't blow up. But I need
It was
some way.
called Miranda, or what else would it be called?
Could be called the Cutlass. Triple R Cutlass, I think is what I originally named it, and we just kept calling it a Miranda because it was a Miranda class.
There it is.
Oh, you found it? How far
I'm
away is
going
it?
to it. I'm going to it right now. Hold on.
How far away is it? That's what I'd like to know because everyone's been on. How far in the system is that? Okay, how am I going to do this? I think I need to skin the top of this thing a little bit more.
It may lag the server because I'm like going to it right now. So give it a minute.
Okay.
Man, you're sending it fast too. I'm trying to catch up to it.
How fast is it going?
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get to it first. Then I'll dampen to it and I'll see how fast it's going.
We'll go a little bit further than
Oh, it's only going about 22 meters a second.
that. Okay, cool.
Yep. Let's see how far away is it.
Because I ain't been the only one on. That's why I said it's probably gone some distance.
Um,
How far?
How close is that unknown signal? Or you don't see that one? Let's see here. 1,458.6 kilometers
Dang, it went some distance, didn't it?
and going.
And going. And
Yeah.
going.
This thing still got hydrogen on it.
Yeah, I couldn't get everything off of it. Like I said, I was a little disgusted with
Hmm.
losing it, and I was at the point of I'm gonna have to rebuild this at some point, and I just don't want to mess with it right now. Put all that up there because I got an idea for this. Okay, I could run that to here and over.
All that uranium.
And if you want to grab it, you can. It had like 4 small reactors in a reactor room.
Yeah, I see the 4 reactors. I'm just trying to see.
We took that thing out in a fight though, and it could hold its own. 2 quad barrel rail guns and 2 6 gun Gatling turrets, and we took on a pirate. We took on a pretty bad pirate vessel and just kind of messed him up real good.
Hmm.
Still trying to figure out how I can get to all this stuff without. Oh, this is annoying. Maybe not. Maybe not. Nope, it's still annoying. Ah,
70.8 uranium.
jeez.
Do I have permission to delete it now?
Yeah, you can delete it if you want. Fine.
Okay.
I got the guns and the welders off of it, and that's the most important part.
And I got the uranium, so we're good now.
Okay, good.
Now there's just scrap flying. Huh, did somebody die on it too?
Yeah,
Oh no, that's gravity component.
Energy low.
I was looking for like if it was like a little backpack.
yeah. Like I said, all that happened was you got to watch the live stream. All that happened was he hooks up to it, and I didn't even think anything was going to happen. He hooked up to it, and I'm walking to the back of the ship to meet him on his, and the moment I open the door, my the gravity goes weird, and the whole ship tilts one direction. I'm like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, my dude dies from impact, and I come back inside the plant. I turn and look, and the entire like half the saucer section looks like Gruff McGruff came in there and took a bite out of it. I don't know what crime we committed, but he apparently decided to come down and deal with us. Piping is always the worst part of these ships. I can pipe to this. This is not a problem. See, I don't know how I'm gonna hook into this. Oh wait, can I? Oh, well, frick, that would make things a whole lot easier. I may have just figured this out just now. I'll take this out. And this middle section here. Yeah, I can do that. I think I can do that. Yeah, so may not be able to get these sorters, but the system will pull out. System will still pull out of if I just put a conveyor sorter. Well, no, probably not. What I was thinking was I could probably put a corridor around this section and then just have it go to a ladder going into this area here. So that means I'd also have to take this out as well. And this one. So to make all this work, where is the number 5? What do I need for this? Oh, I need girders. Jeez. No, I need the big stuff. Where's the big one?
Hey, Badger.
Yeah.
I have an idea for you.
What?
Instead of those cargo holds.
Yeah.
For the Gatling guns.
Yeah.
Just put the sorter in that spot. Because the sorters do have 1,000 liters of cargo space.
Now I gotta take all that out. Damn it.
I'm just saying, because then
I hear
you don't
you.
have
I
that
hear you.
cargo hold.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm just a little annoyed. I'm gonna have to take all that out now.
Like, I would even consider putting a sorter right underneath the turret, and then just have conveyors on the inside.
Yeah,
Just
that.
saying.
We could do that.
Especially for the Gatling ones, because 1,000 liters is pretty good size for all the,
Really, I probably
ammo.
I could just take everything out and all the extras. So I didn't think about that. I could just take all those sorters and stuff out and put them in there. I just need a way to get to them. That's all.
Hmm.
And then it's just piping everything where it needs to go. Actually, that would make my life a lot easier. Because if I could just do a sorter, I could run one main line through here.
Mm-hmm.
And then all I would need is some method of getting to it. That's easier. We'll do that. Strip the one deals out or strip out the sorters and the cargoes. That's what we'll have to do for now. If I hold off on taking the that one, we'll just put the conveyor. I'll put the sorter right there where the cargo thing was, because if we pull that off, the turret's gonna go floating off. We'll have to redo it as well. And I can live with sorters right there for the turrets. That'll be fine.
I just froze for a second. There we go.
Inventory
Running out of
full.
energy. Where is a cockpit? There's one.
Yeah, just hop in one of the. Oh God, I am lagging. No. We don't need to lag at 100 meters per second this close to the base. What happened? Now I am dead. What did I do wrong?
Inventory full.
Oh boy. Alright, let's go up here. Okay. Let me grab the sorters here. And I can still reach this, so that's not an issue. How did that go in there? would also mean I could get away with a lot less. If I have to, I'll just airlock it. I was looking at this trying to figure out what would happen if if the whole thing got messed up somehow, but I'm not gonna get screwed on it. We'll just oh god, why did I do that? Putting stuff in the wrong place, I swear. I'm out of steel. Look at that. There we go. Now, okay, conveyor there. And slap a
Is there a
sorter
med bay on the base here?
Yeah, it's the white door on the second floor.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
It took me a while to find it. Don't worry, you'll find it.
Because Gomer met Wall, Wall met Gomer. I'm actually down to 70 hit points right now.
Now.
Oh, found it.
Yep, it's there. Don't worry, you'll find it.
Took a while.
Yeah, it's there. We've got everything we need on that base, and yeah, like I said, just go to the top saucer, turn on the. You just do the elevator like the second floor,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the white one. For a minute there, I forgot which one it was, and I had to go look for it. I need to refill my energy. While I do that, I'll read a few comments. So we got the first set of artillery cannons on there. And I'm going to build a raised section for them and probably try to give them a little bit of armor so that they're kind of defended. So if something tries to hit them, they'll just kind of deflect off of it, maybe. Look on here.
We certainly have enough ships to go fight the Factorum,
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is not all of them are jump capable.
I'll just strap them all to the big boy.
Yeah, we tried that.
No, landing gear strap,
Yeah, we can
not
do that
connector
too.
strap. Yeah,
It also
that's a safer
depends.
way of going.
It also depends on what we're going up against. Like, I would love. We really need to go ham on one of them, and hopefully take whatever Factorum pieces we got for a small scout jumper that we could
Mm-hmm.
fly in, scout out the Factorum before we engage them, then we would know exactly what we got to bring to the fight. So if it's more along the lines of we got to raid a facility, there's one of the scenarios you just got to raid a facility before the Factorum blows it all up. We would
Yeah.
need more go in, grab ships that go in, grab, disconnect some stuff, just smash and grab and run. Stuff where we got to like fight it out. Yeah, then we would need more heavier stuff.
Hmm. I will say, whoever is building all this stuff does really like the shiny chrome
Oh yeah.
armor.
Dog loves
Mhm.
the shiny chrome stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
He's got hot rod red over here.
Yeah. Uh, I'm gonna say Dakurek. I always try to add extra bridge positions. Yes, yes, we'll have a secondary bridge on here somewhere. I'll have to figure out where I'm gonna put it though. Robotron Gaming, praise Clang. Also, extra bridge positions are always nice, of course, gives more space. Out in the great beyond, the ship is. Also, does the ship have a beacon? Now we've done determined no, it doesn't. I may put one on this one, just so we can find it later.
Mm.
Dakurek. I've been on a Gatling gun kick for a while. Robotron Gaming. Oh, that's nice. Just pure Gatling guns on a custom gun. The correct guns on rotors triggered by sensors detecting subgrids. Going big prevents the game from loading the amount of fire coming out. Yes. When you start adding projectiles, that's the one thing this game doesn't do very good is the projectiles. When you start adding stuff in, you like open up with a bunch of rockets and suddenly the whole system goes. Eh. You've got to calculate where the guy's going next. You look and you see he saw the rockets coming. He dipped off, and you turned the wrong direction. That doesn't help out.
Nope, not at all.
It doesn't have the range of artillery and railguns, but can cut a Timberwolf in half in roughly 30 seconds. Wonder, is that my Timberwolf you're using for target practice? If so, it's okay. Custom missiles are the true long range weapon anyway. Yes. I think a I think a missile can probably reach a target at a much greater distance than a railgun can. If you've got the stuff to run it with, that's the big kicker. You've got to have something to put into the you got to have enough fuel. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Or you could do ions, but they're not as good,
Yeah,
especially in space.
yeah. Well, ions are good in space. They're just not good on the ground.
Hmm. Unless you have the Factorum ion.
They do cost. Yeah, they do. Robotron's right about this. It does cost a lot to send them in there. Here, the amount of the amount of ammo isn't too expensive to keep up with, surprisingly, but it's not a very durable weapon. So unless you're building a big capital ship, probably not. Yeah, probably not. So I planned on building a super battleship at some point on here using the Factorum's main engines. Their ion thrusters as the main engine for this. And one of the ideas was I was going to build uh, a series of triple battery railguns in the large capacity and then just build some barrels around them so that they look even better. I'm wondering
Mm.
if we can even do that.
More DACA.
Oh, nightmarish, DACA. We fired off the mini railguns and they did all kinds of fantastic work. Railgun turrets are pretty nightmarish because at a certain range, and they have a better chance of hitting you at a longer range than the artillery guns have at a
Mm.
longer distance.
So you're thinking about doing the
At
small
some
grid
point,
railgun turrets?
no, I'm talking like the big rail guns, triple stacking
Uh,
them and making something that looks like one of the Iowa gun batteries.
oh, okay. Yep.
The
I just closed my
Factorum,
eyes and pictured that. Yeah.
Factorum, meet the Missouri.
Missouri, meet the little Factorum.
Factorum, we have battleship. We're like, we have the mighty Mo. Now eat depleted uranium, buddy. Wondering what the caliber of the railgun is. That'd be a good one to ask Keen. What caliber is the giant railgun in Space Engineers 1? We want to know. Hey, Jackdaw's here. Y'all doing multiplayer? Nope. PvE? Yes. We are doing PvE right now. We haven't gotten into the Factorum. We had some ships we were going to take on with the Factorum, and we basically lost them both. due to a clang, which happened in the last live stream. Go check it out. It's hilarious. I will state it is hilarious. It wasn't hilarious in the moment, but it's hilarious looking back on it. Dakurak, I don't make things that can't exist in survival to some extent, even if it might be ambitious to do so. The big ambitious ships are kind of nice to work on in survival when you're doing survival mode. Game is multiplayer and also on server, I believe. Yeah, this is Gomer's server. He's the one that runs it, so he's pretty much god of this universe. He just comes down and helps us out every so often. Robotron here. Usually I do survival. Rather feels nice, but also shows how effective your ship or costly it is. Yes, survival is the great filter of all designs. You would not believe how many. Okay, so I do. This is one thing that bugs me when I do when I do ship reviews. A lot of ship reviews don't make it because I will get a ship review, and for one of them, I wanted to do review a Hagaran ship that someone had built, a Hagaran Corvette from Homeworld, I believe Homeworld 2. And the problem with it was they had built the ship, put engines on it and everything. They did not put a door on it. They had not calculated putting a door onto the ship. They also did not have any storage for the weapon systems whatsoever. And I was like, it looks good, but I can't use it because it's one of those things. Even if I do a modded ship, it has to have some survival elements to it. You would not believe how many times I get on and I pull a ship that looks amazing off the workshop, and it doesn't have a cockpit, it doesn't have gyroscopes on it, because somebody is building a ship, but they don't consider everything that needs to be built on it. And when you do survival like this, you realize how some things have to be built. Sometimes I'll run into a ship and the living quarters and uh the area for the bridge are barricaded off by a wall, and all it takes is just like one block removed or a line of blocks removed through that wall, and you can connect both of them, and it's just not connected. It's like you can't use those for ship reviews because that's a flaw in it that has to be rectified to make it usable in survival. You can't be piloting your ship and then all of a sudden have to get out of the bridge, spacewalk around the ship, and then go into the factory area of your ship. That doesn't work out very well. My brain keeps remembering submarine in space. Yeah, that's what a ship should be. It should be like a submarine or a really really big submarine is what it should be like. It should be like a really big giant submarine. That's probably the best way of looking at it.
I'm either gonna make you laugh or cry when I say this, Badger.
Okay, this should be good. What?
When Space Engineers 2 Alpha starts Monday,
Yep.
it's only building, so you're only allowed to build and play around with that. I'm going to attempt to start building the ship from the last Starfighter.
Ooh. Ooh. There's some
Yeah.
angles there you don't have.
I'm hoping with the new system, I may be able to kind of fluff it a little bit and try getting it close to it.
I'm telling you, there are some
A
angles
lot
on
of
that
small
one.
grid detail too.
Yeah, there's a lot of angles on that you don't have.
Yeah.
With small grid or not. That is, I've tried building that thing before and I've just been like, nope, we don't have everything we need. I gotta figure some stuff out first.
There's a couple of them out there on the workshop, and they're blocky, but it looks pretty similar. But
Yeah.
I want to do the Death Blossom. I want to actually be able to build a ship that can do the Death Blossom.
Oh Lord.
Like shoot rockets like crazy out of, when the doors open and everything. I just want to see if I could do that and then override some gyros to have it spinning around like crazy and time them so they shut off and turn on So it's like really spinning around. I've been calculating. At least the Death
Calculations are being
Blossom
made.
part. Yes.
We are making calculations, everyone. Okay, I think I got a great idea going here. Maybe not. Come on. I've got a corridor here that'll work somewhere on here.
And I will be 3D printing one of those soon.
Nice. Let me think. Where is the... There we go. That'll... That should do it. It's gonna give me a couple of problems with one deal, but I think I can put something on the bottom there. Make that work out good. And we'll go from here. I need a T-junction. There we go. Wait a minute. No, I need this one right there so I can still weld everything up when I get done. Now I'll have to figure out the bottom one later. And I think I'm about done working on this today. Because I'm going to have to think some more stuff out and do some more. I know the shape and design, how the front section is going to be. We're just going to have to figure out the back end of it later. But yeah, so the idea is we're going to have these, we're going to have the main turrets here. And then right behind them, stair stepped up just a bit more, will be another set of turrets. And then we'll have a hangar slash living area, another 2 turrets, and then the main engine and engineering area back here. So it'll have, and then for engagement, we'll have these main guns. We'll have at least 4 Gatling guns on it. And then running along the hangar section will be a series of assault cannons, probably about, I want to say 8 assault turrets. So when this thing closes at a certain distance, it's just going to start hammering away. And then maybe put a few missile launchers on there as well to just splash damage the area when it, or rockets. Keep calling them missiles. They've had them like that for a long time. We've always had we've had them called missiles, and they didn't do what missiles did. But yeah, we'll keep doing that and running the armor like this on through here, and I'll have to do some welding and weld it back up. Mostly just the piping and all that, and then work around everything else. But yeah, it's coming together. Anyway, thank y'all for watching, and glad I could entertain y'all this Saturday. Working on this, trying some new stuff out, and it seems to be working a lot better than what I normally have going on. But anywho, I am Badger Wild, telling everybody, saying stay safe, stay frosty, and hopefully we can work on this and get it all done. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.